Okay. What up, Dan? What's up, Peter? Ground pounder? Yeah, shout out to Bucky Sauce, Peter, Mr. Super Shay, Ground Pounder, Jay, Chris. I don't think BR's around anymore, but yeah, all my members, I appreciate it. Everybody's had a good week. I try to leave the door open. It's muggy. And it's raining, but hopefully the lights don't bring in a bunch of damn bugs. Because we've got plenty of violations to go over. This is, as always, a very interesting week. There's no way I have that much. Whoa. I gotta start putting dates on these. Okay, that was last week. We're gonna start here. And I think this should be right, but I hope I'm not off. I could start at the back and work my way forward. Well, I'm gonna do. That's what. Tell you what, I'm gonna do that. Bad for you. What's going on, Haskin? What's up? Outdoor Oasis. What's happening? Billy Ray did some climbing vids this week. You should be. Yeah, he sure did. So, we'll just go straight into here. Oh, actually, before we do that, I have a little, like a tip for you guys that use GoPros and record yourself. Here is a little, I haven't used this in so long. Like, I think I made it and then I just didn't use it anymore. So, what you get is at a flea market or something, a thrift store, grab you one of these old belts, okay? Then you can take this belt, and even if the tree diameter changes, you know, it's adjustable. But, get one of these belts, and all I did was glue a GoPro mount to it right here, and you can tighten this thing down real good and basically put your mount anywhere on any limb. Oh, sorry, my bad. So I'll show you a little closer, but yeah, it's just a belt that you can mount, and depending on how your GoPro is set up with swivels or whatever, you know, you could mount it accordingly. But it's really hard a lot of times to get that, like, that right shot. And if you're not removing everything, you can't be cutting little notches out to make your spot to hang your camera. And sometimes there's not the right size limb. Maybe you don't want to do the headshot. Yeah, I'll show you this up close. I got this idea from a guy, I don't think he's made videos in years. Probably about 10 years ago. And his name was Tree Wizard. So what it is just a GoPro mount mounted right after the buckle. The reason for it right after the buckle is it's actually a little wider there. So it was a little stiffer to connect, and plus, you know, I don't need any space. I can adjust it all the way down to a very, very skinny, small tree, and get a nice spot to hang my camera. So, like I was saying, depending on how your camera's set up, you would maybe take the GoPro mount and turn it. But I haven't used this, like I said, I maybe only used it a couple times, and I think originally I mounted it somewhere down, like right here. I can kind of feel it, where it was at. But I mounted it down here, and then on a skinnier tree, it wasn't good, and it put too much pressure and it ripped it off. But yeah, I'll start using this a little more, and we'll kind of show it. But yeah, just a little tip for guys that use GoPros in the tree work. There's a billion of you that do that now, so I figured I would give a little helping hand since there's so many that do it now. I don't give. Dang! Chupacabra came in hot. Right on. That's sick. Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy yourself, I guess. So, how does it mount to the belt? What do you mean? How does the belt work? Is that what you're asking? I think some people get confused by these little things. Is that what you're asking? How the belt actually works? Because if you've never used one of these belts, it does seem like weird, but it just goes up and then back through, and then it tightens down and clips in like that. I don't know if this is normal for belts for people, but I literally just stuck it on and used some extra super glue after I mounted it, and the super glue added a little rigidness to the belt too, made it a little stiffer. But yeah, Zachary, what's going on? So yeah, just a little it's super glue. I used the GoPro mount, and then, you know, because it's got sticky stuff on the back of it when you peel that off with GoPro mounts, and then just a bunch of super glue just for a little extra, because I tried just using the mount at one point, and this being kind of cloth, it ended up bumping off one of them times. What's up, Joseph? But yeah, use it, don't use it, it doesn't matter to me. I just figured I would share. I noticed it in my truck the other day and was like, you know what, I don't even know if I've ever showed that. So there you go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's Dollar General genius. Yeah, I just came up with that idea. I said that first. Ground Pounder didn't. I'm a genius. Yeah, Rion. Let's start there. So Rion rounds. Oh, hang on. No. Do I want to start there? No, I don't. I'm going to the beginning. Guilty of treason. Let's just start there. I want to try to keep up with comments best I can, but there's enough violations here that I'm probably going to go crazy in the middle of this. 30, damn, Ground Pounder. Alright, so the job is called, or I'll cut that out. I'll edit that out. So, guilty of treason. That's the channel. In the beginning, there was guilty of treason. Yeah. The job. Did I just do it again? I'm about to end this live and go outside and like go splash some water in my face. The video that he put out this week that we're going to start with is called "This Tree Job Was a Tight Squeeze." Doug Fir crane removal. Okay, dude. First of all, that's not, you get one. You get one title. You don't get two. Stop using two. You guys are greedy and like just overly dramatic. You can get it done in one sentence. That's a violation. I don't like it. So, but that's what he put. And so he starts the video out, and he's got to let us know at the beginning of the video that he has 100 feet worth of trucks on this job. I don't give a damn about how many vehicles you have. It doesn't matter. I'm very stoked for you that you have 7,000 trucks. That's cool, man. Um, my issue is I can only drive one at a time. So I really don't see the purpose, but that's awesome. But you don't need to tell me in every video about how you got 17 trucks. Okay? So I don't like that. Stop doing that. Um, they start and they're in the backyard, I believe, doing these. They start the chipper. And when they go to start the chipper, it just starts bellowing smoke out. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? And I'm just confused. Well, they shut it down. What is the deal with is okay, I don't have a chipper. Now, so you're gonna have to kind of help me on this one, kind of walk me through, okay? Is that the best spot to store tools? Inside the chipper, like, it just seems like a something that happens a little too much for my liking. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't I don't get that. So they're like, why is the chipper smoking? Well, it turns out there's a metal garden rake stuck in the chipper, and that's why it's smoking. That'll do it. So they pull the garden rake out and they get started. Okay, so that's that blows my. I just don't understand it. But it still smokes for a little bit and then finally lets up. I would just be stressing about that new equipment, and it seems like it's always breaking down. And not to mention you got not just one vehicle, you have 17 trucks he points every one of them out. It starts it out with letting us know that he has an Arbor supply store, of course. Let you know that you can buy everything he uses there. There's another rule too. Having someone film you, okay. I don't know. Maybe the rule changes if you have 1 million subscribers. Because I don't think I'll ever get there, so I don't know if I get to have an opinion on this one. But I'm about to blow up. Like I'm about to have 1 million maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But there's this whole investigation thing. I'm gonna go. But if it turns out veterans, I've got a lead, and we've been doing some undercover work. I think I figured out how he's cheated the system and where he's buying all his subscribers from. So I hope by the end of next week, I'm probably gonna be too popular, and then I'll probably forget about 99% of you, and then I'll probably go to Hollywood and try to clean it up, like I did YouTube. But enough about me. Filmers, that's for pussies. You don't get to have a filmer. You don't. You got to film your own stuff. You don't get to have a filmer. That's why they make GoPros. So I think having a filmer is for sissies. But he's got one, so that's cool. So there's multiple climbers on the crew. You got Randy, you got Jake, you got Isaac, you got Sam, and I don't know if River can climb, but I think almost everybody climbs, which is pretty crazy. What's up, Giga? So I feel like Isaac needs to start standing his ground and just like, realize that he's the lead climber. I'm just saying it right now. He gets to be the lead climber. I like Isaac. He doesn't say anything. He's not overly dramatic for the sake of being dramatic. And he's not yet YouTube minded. Like, that's my favorite part. He doesn't have this YouTube thought process. And he just gets it done and doesn't really care so much about all the other BS. So they give him a hard time because he's the youngest. But you just need to, like, tell all the old heads, start calling them Unc, and put them in their spot. You're the lead climber. Just tell Jake that. Say, like, I'm the lead, dude. So step back, old man, sit down. Where was I at? Yeah, I better not say that. I got to do a little bit more research to make sure that this is fact. So I don't want to say that yet. We'll get into it maybe later. So at one point in the video, Jake says that he loves having all these trucks on the job site, and I'm thinking, if that's my neighborhood, I'm hating you because you decided to bring 20 trucks into my neighborhood as opposed to just enough to get it done. But he loves the fact that he could, you know, everyone there has 2 different vehicles to go piss or go get something to drink. We just think different. But he's stoked. He is stoked. In the video, he is so stoked that he's got 20 trucks. I don't like that, but he does, so that is what it is. I'm curious, is it a flex to say that you need all this equipment to get something done? Because in my opinion, I feel like it's a flex to say I don't need that equipment to get it done. But I could see where it would be a flex to say I have all this equipment. So I guess I need to think of it not as the like the climber, the problem solver when he talks about his vehicles all the time, and not like get so just aggravated about it. I just don't like it. I'm just like, this is pointless as hell. But maybe it's more as a boss or a business owner, you would want to show off that you have this every single time you do a video. But to each their own. That's just not. I don't think it's a flex to say, hey, I need a crane, a bucket truck, and 50 people to get this tree down. Okay, that's right on. But all in all, I think the video was pretty good. Can't really complain on it all that much. They did their thing. It was a crane job, and they're all the same. Pick it, move it, cut it, pick it, move it, and then I guess the most exciting part's when you count the pieces. 1 piece, and then it's 2 pieces, and then it's 3 pieces. So how many cuts does it take to? It's the Tootsie Roll commercial all over again with the little owl. But that was it on that video. But he's been kicking videos out, so we got more. Next video was giant hollow tree takedown. This tree had 3 big problems. Dude, no. That's not one title. Again, excessive use of words. Like, I'm gonna have to figure out a better law that's breaking, but like, I don't need all that. Just yeah, I hate it because then all you other tree guys got to do it. As soon as Jake does it, we just repeat. We repeat. Everybody's like a parrot, and I don't like that. I wish guys would just do their own thing. I would respect it too. So, giant hollow tree takedown. This tree had 3 big problems. Okay, starts the video out. And all I have wrote down is Jesus Christ. The equipment and vehicle showing is lame. Every time. Who cares? So, apparently in the beginning of this video, what's up, Nate? What? How you been, Nate? Haven't seen you in a while. Maybe they need all the help. Maybe. I mean, like I said, to each their own. I just don't get where that's a flex. Where you're like, you got to point it out. Like, I need all these people. I can't even record my own videos. There's a guy right here recording me. But maybe that's what you got to do. You got to have an army of people to carry you. You don't have to have that because he built the whole channel by himself. So I don't know. So the video starts. Just putting in time. Right on, man. Right on. Like a lot of words. Exactly, Haskins. I can barely read as it is. I'm doing my best to. Oh shit, Joseph trying to stir it up. Jailbreak is the. You son of a. Don't do it, Joseph. Dude, I'll instantly fire my weapon at you. You can't do that, dude. And then I'll get kicked off YouTube. I'll scream out, taser deployed, and then zap ya. Just for being crazy. So his video starts out, and Randy, the Mandy, is making a fashion statement. And he's rocking a bully vest. And I back this 100%. I think the whole crew should wear bully vests. I think it should be the go-to when it comes to like tree work uniforms. Leather jacket, or not leather, blue jean jacket, sleeves cut off, Canadian tuxedo, like to go full blue jean style, would be sick. So I dig that. I back it 100%. Boys are like children. I have a problem with Jake. Why did he stop using the monkey beaver harness? What's his problem? Yeah, hey. Well, when he can't sell the monkey beaver harness himself and be able to make money off of it, that's where his mind goes to. I will 100. It's very easy if you just sit back and think about it. Why he pushes what he pushes. Like, his opinion changes instantly. I'm telling you right now, Monkey Beaver could send me a saddle right now, and you're not going to get out of me. You're just not going to get me to be like, oh yeah, it's way better than my saddle. That's just not me. So, and I just feel like I'm a good read of bullshit. And when I see it, it's very obvious to me. He pushes what he sells. So, pimping out, I dig that. That's sick. Yeah, I feel like he pushes what he sells. So, he likes the panda harness. Yeah, I don't know. Tuxedo. Only if it actually thinks it. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance it could be better, but it's gonna have to. I'm just not being like, this just showed up. This was awesome. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you're weak and a bit lame when your opinion can be bought, especially when you're an influencer. When you're an influencer and your opinion can be bought so quick, that just says a bit about the character that I don't. Not that I don't like it, I just don't respect it. So, yeah, it would be sick, Nate, if they all rock those shirts. But they should definitely do that. He could put guilty of treason on the back of it. and the logo would look sick on a bully vest. But Isaac is carrying the crew. Oh, I just have basically Isaac is basically carrying the crew on his back. I'm gonna keep pushing Isaac, or they're gonna end up firing him. Is what's gonna happen, because I keep talking shit. This is just the truth. I mean, here lately, Isaac is by far pulling his own weight from what I see. You can't call him the rookie just because he's young when he's it just seems like the guy that raises his hand to volunteer for whatever happens, and I dig that. So you just definitely I just see it, I relate to it. I was a sponge at that age, and I took every opportunity. I gotta shut the door, seeing bugs flying in. I took every opportunity to jump on, you know, um, any little thing that I could do, because I was like, maybe at worst I'll gain some experience right here, and I took advantage of it. I want to try the catalyst. It's a really good one. I think you'll like it. I mean, the Schwabish, the Catalyst, the MC Hitch, they're all very similar in my opinion, and they have limited sit back on them, which is really nice. So, um, yeah, okay. So I feel now I'm like, why did I say Isaac's carrying the crew? Because I got embarrassed. I like Jake. All right, I like Jake, and then he does some stuff to where I'm like, ah, that's kind of lame, dude. Don't do that stuff. But he does it. But then he's like, he admits to, he's trying to make TikTok songs now, and I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This may be the lamest rainbow style thing. Like, it's the worst. I don't want to know if you're on TikTok. Let me be clear. If you're on TikTok, don't tell me. I don't want to know that. Okay? I've never talked a single tick. I don't even know what it looks like. I feel like it's not meant for grown men. And yeah, I don't care if that's you have to if you do that, your channel, but I don't care. That's embarrassing. If you have, keep it to yourself. Don't tell me, because I have some respect for y'all right now. Don't tell me that you're on TikTok. I don't want to know. But Jake admits to making this TikTok song, and I'm like, oh god dang it, dude. I was like, damn, there it went. And then my wife's like, what are you talking about? What went? And I was like, the respect I had for this guy. Just don't. Just don't make those videos too, because then they're on the internet and other people get to see them. And it's just just stop. I'm already embarrassed to be a tree guy as it is. There's enough shit going on YouTube that I'm embarrassed. So this has to stop. All of this weird teen girl activity, sus behavior, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. I don't like it. I don't want to see it no more. It's lame. But they did some crane work. I think Isaac was the one that did the crane work on this one. Here's the funny thing. So he's learning to do crane work from a very unqualified crane operator, which is Jake. Maybe the videos that I'm watching are sped up. Maybe they're sped up a little bit, and I just don't realize it, because I'm watching the way he will pick a branch or a top, and it's very like hairball at times. Very like rip it out of there, aggressive. But if I was Isaac, I would be a little sketched out with a very inexperienced crane operator. But he's getting his experience and he's doing his thing. But sometimes I'm like, Jake could ease back on the throttle a little bit. You don't need to like it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe the videos are sped up a little bit, and I just don't realize it. And it shows it in a faster speed than it's actually happening. And I hope for the climber's sake that's the case. But I mean, maybe it's not. So what is I just have down here Randy's hilarious when he like razzes on gives Jake a hard time. We need more of that. I should have been more specific because I don't really remember the video now. I've watched so many videos for this week. Um, I think the video goes pretty good. I think everything goes pretty smooth. And the video ends and it has an outro from Jacob. And Jacob's driving and he says, probably he says, go to my online arborist store and buy everything and this and that. But he says, he starts talking about pricing. And he says that the guys shouldn't go lower on their prices. But then he justifies why he goes lower sometimes on his prices. And I just don't. It comes off a little narcissistic when you're like, hey, you other guys out there that are doing it for cheap, you need to stop because you're hurting the industry. But then he's like, I have all these employees that depend on me, so sometimes I got to go cheaper, basically. That you don't do that either. That's not okay. When you make YouTube videos nonstop, eventually you're going to contradict yourself. It's not happened to me, but it happens to people. So maybe that's all it is. But it's really rough when you do it within seconds of what you just said. But he does his thing. Here's my issue. He said in the beginning of that video that he had no way. He gave that price to this man almost 2 years ago. And then came back 2 years later after, okay, I guess I have this as my last gripe about the video, but this was how he started the video. He said, I bid this job about 2 years ago. I didn't think the guy would do it. Then he got a bunch of other prices, this, that, and then he called me back 2 years later, and Jacob apparently honored a price from 2 years ago. That's crazy to me. And his reason for doing it, and he justified it, is he has a crane now. So now you have this excessive amount of bills that you didn't have before. The price of living has increased 2 times. 2 years, okay? It's increased. The price of gas, I probably would bet, is more than it was. Of equipment, of labor. Like, everything has increased by probably quite a bit in those 2 years. And your bills and your overhead has increased ungodly amount in that 2 years. And you honor the price, which makes no sense to me. Why? You can't complain about these other guys that are doing it for cheap and you say that they're hurting the industry. They're affecting everybody. They're bringing the price down and everyone's value down by doing that. You can't then honor a price. At best, I say 2 weeks. Maybe it doesn't change. But after 2 weeks, there's a good enough storm that could have rolled through. I need to reevaluate. That's just kind of the way it works. I'm not honoring a 2 year ago estimate. That's crazy. And I'm definitely not talking about doing that and then at the end of my video talking about how other guys are making it hard because they're working for cheaper. But that was his video, okay? I think he ends up putting another video out that we'll get to here in a little bit. But right now we got to go to Buck and Billy Ray. It's 5K here, 2GB. That's for CDL? That's ridiculous, dude. The crane would be nice, but it would mainly sit due to lack of access to job site. Yeah. That's they don't get used around my area because of that. So, all right. Buck and Billy Ray. Buckin puts out his video. It's called I Don't Get Nervous Often. Dude, that's a fire title. Okay, first of all, golf clap. That's how you title a video. My guy's been doing YouTube since the Ice Age. And he's been doing it so long that he knows. He knows. I made all them videos, but he knows the rules. He isn't offended. He isn't making his titles long just to get at me like everybody else is. Stop making your titles so long. Keep them short. How can I have a problem with Buck and Billy Ray? Shoot, I don't know. I don't know how anyone could have a problem with him as a person. But he is, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Some people just don't click. Your personalities may not click sometimes. That happens, so. Tree industry around here is a shit show right now. Seems like everyone is hating everyone else instead of helping each other in need. Dang. Yeah, I think ours is so rough around me is because anyone's allowed to do it basically. There's no restriction. And then every feller with a chainsaw and a ladder and enough money to go to the rental store and rent a lift is now starting a tree service. So, I mean, it just is what it is, man. It's life. It's not always fair in your area, but I think if you stay honest and try to just do the right thing, I think it works out for you. I mean, it always has for me. But that's not to say that I don't hit struggles along the way to make you question things. So, I mean, it'll work out, Joseph. So Buckin puts it out. I don't get nervous often. So video starts and he falls a small cedar tree. While he's falling it, he doesn't. He's so used to falling trees, he like breaks his own rules. He'll tell you not to back bar at times, and then he'll do a video and back bar. He'll tell you to always watch the crown of the tree, and then as he's doing it, he'll forget to. That's where that experience gets in there, and you've done it so many times, you don't follow every single like rule in the book because of your experience level lets you look at it different ways. I think sometimes guys are putting out videos and they're like, okay, if I try to give some advice like that, I'm looking at it most of the time from the view of someone who doesn't have much of, if any, experience. So there's other times where I know it's an advanced technique, so I'm looking at it from a guy who's got plenty of experience. That way, someone who doesn't really attempt it. So I get where you skip sometimes, but it happens. Stay frosty, my fellow American. Just stopping in to say hello. Right on, Wolverine. How you? Oh, right on. Haven't seen you in a while. Stay safe. Have a good weekend, brother, and have a safe work week. So he cuts down the little cedar tree, and then he climbs up a bigger one. And as he starts, he says, "It's not worth it to be tied in while he's cutting." Now, this is goofy to me. And my instinct is to say, well, you idiot, what if when you're cutting, you cut your arm, you gonna buckstrap your way down one hand? And that was my argument. And then at the end, well, like almost towards the end of the video, he absolutely shits on my argument, and I can't even use it. So I'll explain. But so he's working his way up this tree. He doesn't. He's got two big hanks of rope, not even hanks of rope, like two 200-foot ropes hanging off the side of him that are coiled up and isn't tied in. He's just buckstrapped, and he's stripping the tree out as he goes. He says it's not worth it for him to be tied in while he's cutting. That makes no sense. That's where we have an issue, is when absolutely ridiculous statements like that are made, where it's not worth it to be tied in. So, what's up, Jeffrey? So let's say you get injured, or you start to have a heart attack, or anything. Who knows what happens? If you're tied in, you can get down quickly and safely. Where is it? Like, it makes no sense to say something asinine like this. It's not worth it to be tied in. No. 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 That's a ticket for false information. I mean, that's just what it is. You can't do that, man. Don't say dumb stuff. So, that's dumb. No one, do not, what the hell? Don't do that. Don't listen to that. Ignore what he said. That just comes off when you say something. It's not worth it. What it is you're too lazy to take the time to tie in. Or you're too arrogant to take the time to tie in. Or you're just too cocky and like a little just don't have the forethought. I have, you're stupid, but that's not fair. You don't have the forethought to think about what if an accident happens. So I just don't do that. Just, it's worth it to be tied in. If you're running a chainsaw, it's worth it to have a way to get down. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I'm not doing this because I'm like, oh yay, here's my opportunity to say something bad about somebody. Sometimes I do that, but most of the time it's just because I'm like, I don't want anybody to get hurt. So, Joseph, that first year and a half, brother, is very tough. But you're just building a name that first year and a half. You're building a reputation. Even if you've lived in a town your whole life, everyone knows you. They don't know you as the tree guy, as the climber. And you just build that name, build that reputation, try to keep it as squeaky clean as you can. Take all the opportunities you can, and it'll get easier, brother. It will. Where was I at? Okay. So, personally, I think Buchan's safety in his life is worth it. I know he thinks it's not worth it. I think it is worth it. I think it's wild that I care for his safety more than he does, but it is what it is. So we got Captain Gimbal, Luke. He he just seems like a good young man. I mean, honestly, he just seems like a good dude. Um, Seems like a sponge. He's at that age where you're you're becoming a man, and like he's soaking any and everything up. And I I dig that. I love seeing it. So Bucking is using his climbing methods in the video, and we got Luke, Captain Gimbal, on the ground, and he's recording Bucking. So once again, the methods are a bit dangerous. They're a little outdated, but he's doing his thing. I don't have an issue with a guy using his methods because that's what he's been taught, especially when he's done it for so long that it's become a routine to him. Um, and he's older. I mean, you did your thing if that's what you want to do, but when you go start teaching stuff, I have an issue there when you're putting out information for the new generation and they're going to try unsafe, outdated techniques and they don't know that they're outdated. They don't know that they're dangerous. So there's nothing wrong with old school asking. There really isn't. All right, so we got Luke's recording, and Buckin's methods, they'll get the job done. But those same methods are responsible for a ton of accidents and in some cases deaths. And the modern techniques and methods that have came out nowadays and the safety awareness that's there now, um, the fatality rates have minimized because of it. So I don't want to see some younger dude become a statistic because you decided to click on the wrong video on YouTube and some dinosaur decided to show you how to do something that's just a bit unsafe. But yeah, it that is what it is. So Buckin's climbing the tree, the wind gets to ripping pretty good. And it wasn't crazy, but he had some good gusts. And you can tell he doesn't climb trees much anymore because you can hear it in his voice, you can see it in his actions that he was nervous. And even his title, he says, "I don't get nervous often." He was very nervous. The way he did things was it just it it was wild watching. I know he has more skill in him. I know, but the problem is this kind of a job. If you're not doing this on the regular, you're not familiar with it. Where you become very, very good is you're so familiar with the danger and the risk that you become comfortable. When you're not doing it, you're no longer familiar with the risk and the danger. You become uncomfortable, even though you're doing all the things that you did before that kept you comfortable. You guys still there? Just got a phone call. Hopefully it didn't mess anything up. I'm sure the chat or something will freeze, but yeah, I just don't want to see anybody become a statistic. So you can tell as he's on the top of this tree, the wind gets to going, and you can just see him. He's very, very uncomfortable. And I'm being a dick in my notes. I'm like, it was a slight breeze. It was more than a slight breeze. He had some good blowing going on, and he just became a little afraid. You could see it, and he even said, "I don't want to look down anymore," and that's wild to me. You know, he's you can tell he's not been climbing much to where he was very nervous, and the sight of looking down made him even more nervous. So it was a wild one to watch. It was just a wild one to watch. I mean, everything he's done all these things before. He's gave all this same information, but he gets to one point and it it was very sketchy what he ended up doing. Um, it just I have wrote down it's a bit asinine to think that you don't need to have a way to get down, but he just works with just the buck strap. He ends up hitting the fence with a couple of the limbs. You could see I think that's the thing he needed to avoid. There's a little house there, fence, um, and the reason he hit it is because he was getting scared and he started rushing and cutting and just didn't care where the pieces went after the wind got to blowing. He just wanted to get down, and it's a lot of times it's just worth it for you to, if you are that nervous and scared up there, go ahead and get down. Maybe wait for the wind to chill out. Don't make a rash decision when you're up that high. It's not worth it. So he where am I at? He rigs. This is where it gets sketchy as hell. He rigs this top out like an idiot and had absolutely no control over it, and just he roasted his hands. He cut this top and he wrapped the rope around the tree, which ended up doing nothing. You could see in the video he cuts the top. It's giving him some trouble, but he gets the top over and he puts a salt and goes to reach for the rope, but the rope is now moving so fast it's smoking and he can't grab it. Luckily, there's a building here. It's coming down and it just misses it. It almost gets the camera guy. Like, it's pretty close to Luke on the ground. And he says perfect after he has a few nervous breaths and doesn't acknowledge that wasn't right. Like, that shouldn't have happened. There's a way of doing rigging if you want to do it old school and you're rigging a top out. Let's just use this for an example right here. Now, if I was rigging this top out, I would set my rope, like this, or no, the other side. You can do like almost like a half hitch. So you go over and then under and then up. So what happens is then when you go to anchor this off, and this works even on a vertical limb if you're negative rigging. Now you're wrapped around and you have the rope. If you needed, you could find a stub and take a wrap on it or something. But with this, you don't have to so much grab the rope to stop it. You can pull it across after it drops down. The end that you're using to lower it is on top. It's just called half hitch rigging. So when it comes off here, it will then be underneath this rope, and you can push against it and cause the friction, and it'll slow it, or you can just try to hold it with your hands. But this is the way to do it. Instead of doing it that way, he did something like this. He just tied it on and just held it from over there with a little gap. That doesn't always work. I see guys do this silly thing all the time, and that doesn't always work. Why you can't just very quickly slap a half hitch across it makes no sense to me. They'd rather take the risk of leaving it dangling there, making the cut, and this rope somehow going over the top, or the branch going the other direction. Let's say this branch went that way. Well, if it goes that way, the rope's coming out, and it's not in anything now. It's going to free fall. So he roasted the rope, basically almost roasted his hand, and then act like that's what he meant to do, which makes no sense to me. He wanted to have control on the rope, but if he would have tried to control it, he reached to grab it and roasted his hands. So just sketchy, and Or was it? Maybe. Maybe it was Maybelline too. I mean, who knows, man? um, but I don't like when it's obvious that you've made a mistake and you don't acknowledge it and you do this shit where you're like, perfect. That was perfect. That is so lame. Um, yeah. And actually, it's when you do that, I give you another ticket, and the ticket actually is called impersonating a tree climber. You can't do that. Don't do that. So, I think that's all I got for bucking. Perry trees. We know Perry's. I'm not watching him tie damn knots. First of all, I don't care if it's a knot tying video, I'm not watching it. But he came out with a regular video. It was called ART Blackbird First Impressions. That's how you make a title. You get one title. That's it. He did it right. So he shows this device. And I basically have one right here. I'm going to show you. So ART, I believe is what it's called. This is basically the same thing. It's not exactly that, but it's close enough. I mean, it's damn near, it's the same size. It's almost it's almost got the same name. And, but, you know, maybe you can't climb on this. But he gets this device, and he's like, all right, guys, so I got the new, what is it called? ART Blackbird. And we're going to climb on it. And I'm going to give you my first impressions. And I'm like, is that the aerial friction brake? What the hell is that damn thing so big for? What? Did Haskin take off? Oh, shit. See you, Haskin. Stay safe, brother. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a safe work week. So, alright. My first impressions of the ART Blackbird, it's too damn big. It literally looks like this. And I don't want this all swinging up in front of my face. I don't want nothing that big and black swinging in front of my face. That's weird. I don't like it. It's going to end up knocking you out, man. You don't want to get hit in the head with something that big. So, I didn't think there was either. It just looks like, hey, could you throw about 20 more pounds onto the rope runner? And somebody was like, sure, I'll make it out of wrought iron. So, yeah, that's what it is. Same. Okay, no, this one's AFB. That's ART. But same thing, same shape. But if you want one, apparently they're going to be coming out soon. But I can't say that I'm impressed. He had to. I mean, you know already, Perry Trees. All he does is tie knots and stuff. Like he knows every knot in the world, apparently. He's used to using rope. This guy had to fist fight the rope to get it into this device. I don't like that either. I'm not a fan. Double tap the screen to like the live stream. Subscribe. First Gen, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, appreciate you. Can't be mad at people for trying to push the industry along, though. Yes, dude, don't tell. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I don't like that thing. Like, I don't know. We already have the rope runner. That's not. It's got this little. It's like why does it got to have like a little peewee on it that you got to use? I don't like it. It just looks weird. That trigger doesn't look. It looks like it's easily snagged. I don't want to fight my rope to get it into it. Plus, it's too bulky for my liking. Some guys, if you're a guy out there that some of these climbing devices seem too little for you, maybe this is it for you. Maybe it's the device for you. It's able to be used SRT and DRT, so you may give it a shot. The Blackbird looks like Mechanical hitch for guys who would put one in their mouth. What the? Oh my god. Yeah, that's no, honestly, there's nothing wrong with the device. Like, I'm just being a dickhead. It's just big. It's just big. Um, that's that's what she said. But it just is. It just is, okay? So yeah, check out Perry Trees. Then we go to Game of Trees. And I don't think I watched any of his videos this week. I just couldn't. I did catch one of his shorts, and it was called Bandit Gets to Keep His Home. I'm telling you, we're making a difference. These guys are getting it. Your titles are they're perfect. So it was only a short. I'm sure on his video he put 15 more words, but he did. So in the video, there's this huge green ash tree. It's in bloom. It's turning green, and it's a green ash. It's got, I'd say, about halfway up the tree. It's completely hollowed out, and there's a raccoon actually living inside of it. There's multiple decay points and cavities, and yeah, it just seems very, very dangerous because the top of it looks like it is solid and is healthier. This cavity in the middle would just, me personally, he says that they're treating it. And they've treated it before, they're treating it again, and he doesn't think it's a candidate for being removed. Me personally, I would make the homeowner aware of this huge cavity and the amount of weight that is above that cavity and let them make the decision. Personally, I think it should be removed with that much of a cavity midways on the tree, but he's the board certified arborist, or I'd even put master, board certified master arborist. So maybe he's right, but I just feel like the fact that he's treated this tree and he doesn't want to admit defeat on the tree is keeping him from not saying that it needs to be removed. Dude, Willow hinges crazy. Have an aspirin in the morning. Full of broth. Oh, dang. It should be light though. Willow sucks. They hold a hinge so good. Alright, so now, okay, I think we're done with Game of Trees. That tree, I think it should be removed. He doesn't seem to think it does. But, alright. So this is I'm gonna have to do some explaining here. Next channel is called Travis Does Firewood. Why am I watching a channel that's called Travis Does Firewood? Well, I'm subscribed because I just feel like I kind of relate. He's a bit of a hillbilly. But let's say country. Some people take hillbilly, they take offense to it. But so our guy, the Turtle Man, Steve, does an interview with Travis Does Firewood. So I see Steve put out a video, or he put out a post. Somehow he shared the video, or I would have never known he did this podcast. So Travis interviews him, and we get some more information on the new thing. I would call it, I mean, apparently and allegedly it's a scam, but it's his new alleged scam on YouTube. So before, it was just Chinese chainsaws, Nokers, and his 5800s. So I'm like, what's homeboy doing here? I can't get mad at all that. 381, or Steel doesn't even make that anymore. And I'm like, I won't even give him a hard time on that. It is what it is. He came after the whole chainsaw industry, which they came back at him. That's kind of the way it works. But now, Steve is about to make your favorite saw. He is doing a big bore ported 440. Now I don't like this. Now you're messing with true steel chainsaws that are quality, and you're trying to slap your name on them and steal the stuff. But I take offense to that because I love steel. That's me. So I realized, dude, you can't get mad at him over that. Just chill out. So the interview is called Big Bore Ported 440 Direct from the Factory. Yes, please. With little praying hands. With metal and wood. And I'm like, oh Lord, what are we doing here? This is weird. So, here's how this works. Steve wants $600 per saw. He will get you a 440 big bore that's been ported. It costs $600. Okay? He needs you to give him, he's going to need the $600 up front, I think. And he's headed to China right now to have them make these ported big bore 440s. He's going to have a mold made for the case. And you guys are all, everybody's gonna, it's gonna change the world according to him. He's about to change the world. So the way this works is he needs 30 people to say that they want the sauce, okay? And then you're going to need to pay for them up front. It's $600. And you have to at least buy 2. So, it's, yeah, Tim, I try not to, but man, sometimes it's just, I'm just amazed. I'm like, this guy's out of his mind. So it's basically, it's allegedly, it's just a Farmer Tech 440. I don't understand why you have to buy 2 to get one. So you're selling pairs of chainsaws for $1,200. Because for some reason you can't just buy one. You have to buy them 2 at a time. And this is a limited offer. He's in China right now, and he will ship them to you from China as we speak. So, wait, at least finish my live feed. I know a lot of you guys want to end the live feed right now and go buy these chainsaws. I know. Hang on. Just at least let me finish my live feed. Alright? Do it. Dude, go buy one. All you have to do is tell him that you're interested right now. So, this whole thing goes crazy. He's got a buddy that he calls Injawa. He expects Injawa to port these saws, build these saws, do so much for him. I hope he takes care of that dude, because he basically he's riding this dude's back and just parroting anything this guy, because this guy knows chainsaws. He understands mechanics. He's got a lot of experience with the mechanics, and he's good at working on saws. That's the reality. Steve knows nothing about chainsaws, and he's learning every single day, so he sticks around a guy like this in Jawa. And Jawa is so, he thinks Steve is so awesome that he does not want his face shown on camera. To this day, he still does not want his face shown on camera. So, I mean, I get it. If I had my choice, I wouldn't show my face either, mainly because I'm ugly. But, you know, he don't show his face. So, he says, here's where I get aggravated. He talks about Gordy, and he brings up West Coast Sauls. And I'm like, why is he bringing up West Coast Sauls when he's talking about his little alleged new YouTube scam that he's doing? It's all over like Reddit is where I get most of my info on the backstory. It's over there. So, like, he says in his video that he has contacted Gordy at West Coast Sauls. Listen to this shit. This is the craziest shit. So, you know, Gordy probably ignored him because this guy who is buying replica Chinese-built chainsaws and telling people that his are as good, if not better, than the originals, and just making money off something that he bought and he's just reselling. So he's making a living on this off people's ignorance, and he's got the skill of a used car salesman, basically. He contacts Gordy. He says, "Hey Gordy, I just need to let you know people are stealing your patents. I'm honest. I'm a good dude. I'm an honest guy, and hey Gordy, be careful. I know that you sell the West Coast Bark Box, and I know that you sell the 3-point dogs and the clutch cover. People are stealing. They're stealing from you. They're stealing your patents." Okay. Is that why I'm mad? You think I'm mad because some people just get tired of YouTube? Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to do. So, I think it's awesome that he's contacting Gordy to let him know, hey, people are stealing your ideals, man. And if he ended it right there, I would say, damn, Steve's pretty cool. I like Steve. He's a pretty good dude. Don't do it, Tim. There's only a couple channels I still enjoy watching, brother. So, after contacting Gordy and telling us about how he contacted Gordy to let him know people are... He then tells you, I stole Gordy's idea. He says, I make a bark box. This idiot is almost... He was basically going to call it a bark box, too. But he's like, I don't know if he has that name patent, but, I have 3-point dogs that, he's got a great design. So, I mean, if I made my own design, it would still be a replica. No, it wouldn't, numbnuts. If you come up with your own design, it'd be your design. But you're skis. You go around stealing people's ideas, trying to make money off other people's creativity, off of other people's, work, off off in Jawa's, knowledge, off the fact that other people don't realize that they can get that same chainsaw for half the price if they just did a little bit of work on the computer. This is the grossest shit I've ever seen. He is going to sell you your 440. It's going to have 3-point dogs. So, just so you know, he doesn't give a damn. He's got... This narcissist has the gall to go call Gordy and DM him and message him and let him know people are stealing your ideas. Well, hey, it's the most bitch-made thing I've ever seen. You should have put yourself in that, too. Because you're ripping off his bark box. and you're selling it, and you're ripping off his 3-point dogs, and you're selling it. I don't give a damn if you're putting it on the saw first before you sell it. You're still selling it. I hope to God Gordy sues your ass off, because eventually one of these times of you stealing someone else's work and trying to pass it off as your own will catch up to you. And I hope to God I get to see it. I just pray one day I can see you have to suffer for stealing from someone else. It's disgusting. So this skis lets it be known that he has a bark box. At best, it's probably like a whimper box. He doesn't know shit. And he has researched ripping Gordy off to the point he knows that Gordy only has a patent in Canada. He doesn't think Gordy has a patent in the US. So I've seen him offer to sell 3-point dogs. I've seen him offer to sell his mufflers. In his video, he tries to say, you can't buy them individually from me, so I'm not taking any. Yes, you are, you scuzz. So that's the game plan. He's going to sell a replica 440 that he calls a big bore, that he says is ported. And all this ended up getting me in trouble. All this, I started getting aggravated when I was watching. And, of course, I'm not allowed to comment on Steve's stuff because I have a different opinion than him. And God knows you can't have a difference of opinion of somebody. You can't give them any criticism at all because their ego is far too sensitive. It's like 100%. 100%. Tim, that's exactly what it's like. That's lame if somebody would just go steal your content, especially when they green screen themselves onto it, like acting all dramatic and like, you know what I mean. That shit's lame, dude. I would never, ever. You son of... No, it doesn't. It does not say that. Jerk. Alright, so I ended up getting in trouble here. I thought this kind of just went like left out of nowhere. That's, yeah. So he says, I'm headed back to China. This is just the rumor on Reddit. Allegedly he's going there to get a rub and tug. I don't know nothing about all that. That's just the rumors that I heard. I did see him do a short video where he's in China now, and he said that the chainsaw cult, the last member of the chainsaw cult, has ruined his whole alleged scam on YouTube that he's doing with the 440s. He said that somebody left a comment and it didn't stroke his ego enough. So he has now blocked that guy. I think the guy's name was Richard Fife or something like that. But he's now blocked the guy because the guy didn't say, oh, Steve, your poor job's so amazing. I can't wait to get there. I'll bring a ponytail holder and knee pads. I'm like, don't do that, dude. So, old Richard, he's got himself blocked, just like I'm blocked. But then I realized, hey, I can comment here. This isn't Steve's page. I could actually leave a comment. So you know me, I'm like, I'm about to troll. But I gotta finish watching this video. He says, he starts getting cocky in the video. He's basically like, I told the Chainsaw Cult, while he's being interviewed, I told him, you ain't gonna make me or break me, and look at me now. Look at me. I'm being interviewed on a podcast. That would be like one of y'all getting cocky if I interviewed you. And being like, I'm the shit now. It would be That would be what it's like. So he's Mr. Cocky now. You know, he's made it. Chainsaw Colt didn't do nothing to him. Um, he's, you know, all he can think about is the damn rub and tug. And I'm like, dude, you gotta chill. But so the guy who is interviewing him, Travis, he seems to be easily influenced by Steve's spiel, his used car salesman bit that he does. Um, Steve starts telling him he's going to send him all kinds of stuff, and you're like, as the interviewer is doing it, he's stoked. He's like, yeah, you're going to send me this and this and this, dude, awesome. Like, yeah, I want free stuff. So Steve knows how to work it. You know, you're not going to get asked any hard questions, and you know, you're basically just you're painting a picture for people that you're going to do all these things that you're not going to. He's not going to send this guy nothing. But he's going to tell him. He says it may take a year, but I'll send it to you. He ain't sending nothing. I do interviews with cops all the time. What's the big deal? I mean, dude, I do too. You know, it is what it is. So I start to be like, Travis, I don't even know this guy, but I'm like, I kind of like him. I think I'm going to subscribe to his channel. But Steve is really just working him over, and he's just using this dude's platform to spout a bunch of nonsense like he does on his. Then I read the comment section, because you know me, I'm like, I get to comment once, and Steve will actually see it, and he can't stop it from being on there. This is going to be awesome. I can finally say something, and Steve doesn't have the ability to block it. He has to be able to read it. I'm like, okay, let's do this. I go down to the comment section. The first comment I read is, well, I don't have the exact wording, but this gentleman said, it's really weird how Steve is now porting chainsaws. Because, oh, okay, I remember exactly what the guy said. He said, I wish those videos were still online where Steve said porting chainsaws is useless. And the porting group is a cult, just like the chainsaw cult. They're all the same. Porting does nothing to a chainsaw. It's pointless. You never port a chainsaw. Months later, Steve now wants to port chainsaws and sell them. So he's got to go back and find that video, and he deletes it. And this dude, as I'm reading, I'm like, oh, this guy totally hits the nail on the head. He calls Steve out. He says, I wish those videos were still online. That's one of the most hilarious things I've seen on YouTube. Steve said porting is pointless, but he's deleted the videos, so we can't see them. Steve sees this comment. Steve responds with, I only like positivity, something, but it's something pussy, like, where he says, he basically tries to deflect and act like, oh, I never said that. And he says that the dude is just being negative and hateful, basically. So the guy responds. He says, there's nothing in my comment that is mean or hateful. It's fact. You know, this is what happened. You said porting was useless. And to get the opinion on why you changed, we'd have to have you say that. Nothing I said was mean. Nothing was malicious. It was all asking a question. So you can't be the guy that's throwing stones when you live in a glass house. Which I 100%, like, I agreed with the comment. I said, I'm not even going to leave a comment because I know Steve hates me. Steve absolutely hates me. He does videos all the time. He introduces himself as Potato-Shaped Steve. And the reason he does that is because I made a video being like, damn, that's wild, that's crazy, why is he shaped like a potato? he wears too much brown. That's the only reason I said it. Homeboy was dressed in all brown, and he's a little lumpy. And he was being a dickhead, being rude to other people, making fun of people. So I made a video calling him Potato Shaped. What's fair for one is fair for another. If you can make fun of people, I make fun of you. That's the way it works. So I leave a comment, and all I say is fact. You son of a bitch better. I agreed with the guy's comment, and I said fact. Mainly because he said you can't, this just proves you can't be throwing rocks when you live in a glass house. I write fact, and I'm like, Steve's going to respond. This is going to be cool. I can't wait to see his response. So I click off. A couple hours later, I go back to check my comment, because for some reason YouTube doesn't notify me on stuff like that. But I go back to check it. My comment is gone. And I'm like, where the hell did my comment go? All I said was fact. And my comment got hid. And the guy who was saying all the shit, his comment didn't get hid. So I go to another one of Travis's videos. And maybe I'm a little defensive then. I'm like, hey, why'd you hide my comment? Why you let your boyfriend tell you what to do? All I said was fact. I agreed with another one of your commenters. And someone blocked my comment or hid it. That's weak. And his response back was, oh, hey, Stillborn, would love to have you on the podcast. I didn't block your comment. It's still there. No, it's not there. I went and checked multiple times. It doesn't even read that my comment was ever put there. It still shows how I like the dude's comment. Like, either Steve reported my comment or Travis. This is the only way it works. I know how YouTube works, man. You blocked my comment. And that's lame. That's lame as hell. So, I don't know if Travis will see this, but I assure you, there's only a few people, I think, no, actually, I think anyone who's ever done dealings with Steve, he no longer gets along with. So, just FYI, I wouldn't buddy up to Steve because it doesn't work out for people. The only reason Njawa deals with him is because Steve needs him so much, he doesn't treat him like shit as much as he does everybody else. So, just word of advice, Travis. Be easy on trusting Steve. He'll get you into all kinds of bullshit that you don't want nothing to do with. And stop blocking my comments. That's weak. That's lame. All I said was facts. And I put a laughing face. That was funny. Leave it alone. Alright. You guys ever seen this David Elson dude? The extension cord climber? He kind of stole my idea. You know what I mean? I had an idea I was going to make stupid YouTube parodies about tree work. And I was going to do one where I had an electric chainsaw with an extension cord. And I'm like, this is the stupidest thing that there is. This is going to be a great video. I'm going to make this video. I'm going to have extension cord. People are going to be like, what the hell are you doing? No one's thought it to be this dumb. And then I find out this guy has been doing it forever and still does it to this day. And like, I don't know. So just I made a short of one of his videos. You gotta see. It's one of the most dangerous things, sketchy things I've ever seen. There's extension cords all over the ground. You got an extension cord up to your chainsaw. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. But homeboy does everything with just a plug-in chainsaw, and he is very much the go-to on how to do anything. He's made a video on how to cut a log, on how to climb a tree, on how to do anything. So if you need help with anything, um, dude, it's it's just crazy to me. But check him out. He seems to be very polarizing. A lot of guys were very, very, very opinionated when I made my short video. They were like, "That dude's a fucking idiot," and a lot of people don't like him. I don't really. I could see why he's very cocky, but I almost respect that. If you're a complete idiot, but you have some confidence and you don't let everyone else dictate everything you do, I kind of respect that. I think it's stupid, but I still respect it. It's pretty wild to see a guy use an electric chainsaw and climb with it, and that's his gig. Like, that's what he does every time. Extension cords. I mean, you guys are paying for gas and mix. He's just using the homeowner's electric. And, yeah, that's pretty funny to me. So, check it out. It's the David Elson. And he also, like, only wears, like, coveralls at all times. And he's a wild dude. You just have to see it to understand what I'm talking about. All right, let's do this. Veterans Tree Service. Oh, this guy. The video is called "One of the Sketchiest Jobs I've Ever Done." He did it. He wrote a proper title. He didn't clickbait us. He hit us straight. One sentence, one title. That's how it's done. That's how you do it right there. I like that. So the job is a drop and leave. He's got some electric wires he's got to kind of deal with. It's kind of in a wooded area. He gets started. And I like that he's here because I have some direct questions. Did you get scared and come back down because you were finally in a tree that wasn't completely straight and went a little at an angle? Did you get scared? God dang it, man! He admitted it, so I can't get mad at him. I mean, okay, so he got scared. He tries to climb his tree. He's like that's what I was hearing during the video. It was his knees knocking together, and I'm like, oh shit! And the camera started to shake a little bit, and I'm like, oh no, Tim, someone get him a Douglas fir tree quick! But there just wasn't one. It was this cottonwood or maple or something. So it was like it just wasn't straight. So, yeah, I understand why you wear with the black clothes. It didn't even show. You know, with the black eye, didn't even show. So no one, except for the people in the live feed, know you peed. So you have that going for you. You know. So he gets up there. He's like, oh no, I don't know how to climb this exactly because it's not straight totally. And the lean just got him scared, so he come back down, climbs back up the other side, all right? And he finds a tree it's straight, as best as he could. And he goes up that one, and he gets tied in real high. And he's still scared. He's still a little scared. You can hear his voice quiver a little. And he goes back down to the part where he was even more scared. where okay, the part where he was scared, and he got down, he went back to that part, and like, the this is intense because I know he's terrified. He's absolutely scared, and I'm like, come on, Tim, you can do it, dude. And I'm like rooting for him, and then I start to be like, I don't know if he can do it. Like this limb it's not. If it was straight, dude, I mean, okay. If it was straight, I got your back. Like I'm like Tim, he can do it. He can do it. May take him a little while, a few hiccups. He may cut his rope. He may do some crazy shit. He may tie into a little stick and a rainbow. He with a pot of gold may show up at the bottom of the tree. Stuff happens. But I'm like, man, this thing's not straight. I don't know what's gonna happen here. And so I'm on the edge of my seat watching. Um, he still, as he goes out there, now he's tied up over here, and he comes down onto the limb that goes, and he climbs. But he's still too scared to climb out there and make the cuts, do the cuts with the chainsaw. So he's like, it's too scared. So he's like, I'm just gonna cut it here, and I'm like, man, hopefully this goes good. Because from the view in the camera, I'm like, that's a little much, man. I don't know about all that. But it works out for him. Long story short, he he pushes it, but it works out on that one. He's got multiple trees here. So, too scared, super scared, kind of scared, got away with it. Then he gets on the ground, all right, and he's gonna fall the rest of the trees from the ground. They start using some pull ropes and shit. Now, okay, I can tell you that he's a fan of the channel. He's watched the channel, and I think if we're being honest, onto. I introduced him basically to his mentor, the guy that he has molded his career after, the guy that he thrives to be, the guy that he would love to be. Okay, this is all straight facts, wireless. But I introduced him because I interviewed Daniel Murphy not too long ago. All right, Daniel. When Tim seen that, he says, I want to be that. I want to be that guy. And he found out that Daniel has a very special technique, very controversial, very special, where he does it's a barber chair, but it's on purpose, okay? So my guy Tim, he's like, I can do that. I can barber chair. This is gonna I'm gonna do the barber chair. It's gonna benefit me. It's gonna work. It's gonna be it's a skill that I don't have. I mean, I don't. Tim uses the force-fed barber chair. I don't know. Daniel and Tim have a specific term for this. I don't know what it's. I think it's called getting the gut or the butt or something like that, ripping the guts, or it sounds sus though, whatever that was. But it's where you barber chair it on purpose, but you make it work for you. So at first I thought Tim fell a tree if barber chaired. Maybe it was last week he did this, and I'm like, huh. And I got this little bit of a vibe like Daniel. I'm like, fucking Daniel. He's learning. Like, I didn't even know, you can't, there's Daniel, and there's like, there's like, there's August, Guilty, everybody, there's me, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't know the barber chair thing, so I'll be here. But Tim's getting on this level. And I'm like, how are you gonna, dude, be careful. But he's like, yeah, I got this. So he barber chairs last week, and I'm like, is that on purpose? Yeah, probably. Um, then this week, he absolutely 100% made it clear that he's looking to steal everything Daniel's worked for. It's kind of like the Conor McGregor Nate Diaz thing. I'm surprised Tim didn't cut a promo where he's like, Daniel, you're taking everything I worked for. I'm gonna steal your technique, and I'm gonna barber chair everything. And he did. Okay? He did. He barber chaired almost every tree. Oh shit. I know, Tim. I know. Hey, you don't gotta tell me, bro. I've done the work. I've done the research. I have everything documented. Um, I told you, wait till the search warrant comes in for me to go get them subscribers on Monday. Shit's going down. I'm getting 1 million. It's gonna be sick. Is it cool, the barber chair? Dude, it's, see, you didn't see my interview. I interviewed the double OG, Daniel Murphy. If you want to know about the barber chair, Tim is about, like, you either watch Tim's last video, which he doesn't explain the technique, he just shows off, and he's just throwing it in everybody else's face that he's mastered the barber chair, and none of us have. But Daniel he's got that shit on lock, okay? So he's been doing it for a while, and now you got Tim, who is also killing it and barber chairing everything too. So, I mean, here soon we're going to have to establish, has Tim officially passed up Daniel? Has the student surpassed the mentor? You know? I mean, I've seen Daniel use the barber chair. Tim did it like 6 times, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, bad for you. I don't know. You gotta ask him. Dude, it happened like 4 times. All my barber chairs are on purpose and control. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, I don't have the skill. I would love to understand barber chairs more, but I'm scared to do it. You know? Tim has made it clear he is not scared of it, and he has mastered it already, and he's ripping the butt out of everything, or the gut, or he is in your guts, alright? Basically, I think. You just gotta watch his last videos to know. I don't know everything. Yeah. I don't know. I watch a lot of videos. I get mixed up sometimes. You said it in the last video, I think. Don't put it on me. But yeah, check out his video this week. He is using the controlled, that's what it was, controlled barber chair. And just, he's killing it. He does like 6 times, and every time it's like a little better than the last time. So, check that shit out. Watching all this stupid shit makes me smoke too many cigarettes. And now I'm like reliving it, and my nerves are racked watching this. I got Tim over here trying to be Daniel, who's called Tim Murphy now. And he's killing it over here because he's got all the skills. But yeah. Yeah, that was it. He ended up breaking his pull rope. But when you have barber chairing mastered, ropes aren't a big deal. Really. I mean, so check out Tim Murphy's channel, aka Veterans Tree Service. One of the sketchiest jobs I've ever done. I think the thumbnail shows controlled barber chair. I can't remember. Like I said, I watch a lot of videos, but check it out though. You gotta see that shit. It's there. You'll love it. You may be better than me. You may be able to figure out the controlled barber chair where I'm not able to. But Tim's up in his game, man. I mean, he's on a level that I plan to get on one day. But yeah, that was that. Another thing about this. Oh yes, bad for you. It is. You just you have to be a little crazy to attempt to master it. And I just don't have enough of that crazy yet. So, yeah. Another thing about that dude who climbs with the extension cord. I don't get guys that use a handsaw on the top of a tree when they're like, you can tell that they're using the handsaw because they want to be more secure. But anytime I've ever used a handsaw on the top of a tree, I shake the shit out of the tree. 10 times more than I do when I start a chainsaw and make a cut. So it always kind of makes me laugh when I see somebody using a handsaw in a sketchy position and they think they're bringing down the dynamic forces when in reality they're causing more. So yeah, next time you're in a real sketchy spot, use your handsaw, see how it feels. It's fun. So damn, Patrick came in. You just missed. Damn, you got it. Dude, Tim last week mastered the controlled barber chair. He's been hanging out with Daniel. They're gonna start a gang. They call it like CBC. It's the controlled barber chair gang. I'm trying to get in it. I just don't want to get. I don't want to get jumped in, but I will. Just not today. All right. Next is guilty of treason. He's got us with another one. Video is called Emergency Tree Job! Exclamation point. I told client it should be removed today. No. You get no golf clap. Your title sucks. It's too big. Stop writing so many words. Emergency tree job. Like, figure out a way to word it to make it one. Don't do two titles. It's lame. It's a rookie move. So anybody who does that is a rookie. So the job starts. For some reason, Jake decides to use the chainsaw, which is the eBay, like, Temu chainsaw he calls Jiggly Dog. And I don't understand that. I don't have a full YouTuber brain, so using a saw that's underpowered and not quality to do a sketchy ass job, it's my kind of understanding that a lot of times when accidents happen, the tool they were using wasn't qualified to do the task they were trying to do it with. So I personally wouldn't put myself in that situation where I got to use an underpowered cheap ass chainsaw to do something and have it go wrong. But Jake is a full-fledged YouTuber, and he decides to use Jiggly Dog, and it lasts about 5 seconds, and he's got to send it down and get a different saw. There's like 4 guys on the ground. He shows us that he's got 17 trucks. Oh no. Okay, in this video, no, I'm wrong. I gotta take it back. He only brought 3 trucks. instead of the normal 10. But they got the job done. It was I think it was a cedar that had, it was codom up at the top, had busted out, was laying up in another tree. I like, even though Isaac is probably the best climber on the crew. Is that facts? Probably. Um, Jake being the boss and the man, knowing this dangerous. Apparently Isaac was terrified of it. This is what Jake said. So Jake said, I wouldn't send my guy up there when it's stuff like this. I'll do it myself. I respect that. So Jake went up, took care of business. I mean, they secured the tree, did what they had to separate the tree, get it down safely with a couple different rope setups, and it went good. I think they sent Randy back up, and he ended up chunking the rest of the tree down. But yeah, all in all, the job went really good. And he didn't do a few of the normal cringy things that he does, but he got it done. Then we go to Rion Rounds. Rion puts out a video. Old school climbing. No equipment access. I would give him a golf clap, but I feel like you're trying to insult me. I need someone to explain to me where this is old school climbing. Because this video being different than the other ones, he wasn't able to get one of his massive cranes to this tree. He had to climb it. He used all the modern techniques and gear. And so I don't get where old school climbing is the title, because at best it's not old school. This is still the way tree work is done. It's not overly machine ran. You couldn't get your crane to it. So he states at the beginning of the video that I know I'm not alone in this. I may be the dickhead that will say things out loud when maybe other people won't, because they're afraid people won't like them. And I don't really care if you like me or not. I'm still going to be the coolest whether you like me or not. He says that he gets comments all the time that say, you guys used to be way better when you used to climb the trees. The content kind of sucks with the cranes. I think he makes them about his content about as entertaining as you can when it comes to crane work. But, also, I tried to join everybody. Like, I started getting emails, comments. I even got a text message for Tim's live feed this week. He did a couple live feeds, his first couple. And I tried to go over there, and apparently he decided to exercise his First Amendment right and just not. He just ignored me, which is rude. That's very rude. So I got offended and left very quickly and cried a little bit, but that was rude, Tim. That was rude. But Rion does this job. He can't get equipment to it. Admits that a lot of his following enjoyed his content more when there was more climbing and rigging and not so much big, heavy machinery. But I think Rion really likes the big, heavy machinery. I don't really, but it is what it is. It's not old school. It's just not kind of that pussified, where's the machine to do my job for me methods, And as an industry, we're trying our best to all be fat slobs. Well, every day we're looking to have a tool or a machine to do something for us so we can eliminate something that we have to do physically. You know, all those physical tasks end up keeping us in shape. It's gross. You know, it's really gross. You know, when you don't have a machine to do something, you almost get a bit of exercise, which is disgusting. And you end up being fit, not having, you know, health issues. And yeah, so, I mean, I get it. But, you know, as an industry, we're trying to be a bunch of fat slobs that sit behind a joystick. But, yeah, he put out his video. The video starts, and he gets a scare that he's taking the wrong tree down. And I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, Patrick, it's facts, man. So he's up in the tree, and the lady comes out, and she's like, I didn't think that tree was coming down. And poor Rion, you can tell he's stressing. He's like, this is the worst thing that can happen to a tree guy. Like, this is the worst thing, to cut down the wrong tree. Apparently there was and anybody that's done this long enough, you've had this happen, where there's a miscommunication between the husband and wife on what's being done, and you end up getting thrown in the middle. Luckily for him, they were really cool about it, and the lady, I don't think she wanted the tree down, but after it was determined that, hey, I'm already too deep, I have to take it down now, she told Rion, don't worry about it, you're doing great. And I would have felt bad just like he did, but you can tell I respect the hell out of the way Rion, you know, handles his clientele, and seems like he's very personal with them. I dig that. But he rigs the top out. Whoa, no. Damn, I just about called him an idiot. I was looking at the Buck and Billy Ray one. So Rion climbs. Jesus Christ. He climbs with just, yeah, I don't get to give him tickets very often, so we're going to give him one. Unsafe work conditions. He decides, you know, maybe he learned this from Buck and Billy Ray, and he too was like, it's not worth it to be tied in. I mean, so he just buckstrapped his way all the way to the top using the saw, making a bunch of cuts and this and that. Gets up there, gets tied in. But yeah, the miscommunication between the husband and wife was probably the highlight of the video. It's just, if you've ever been there and feel your stomach sink that you think you did the wrong tree, or if you've ever done the wrong tree, it's the worst. So, alright, now I'm going to ticket all of YouTube. For God's sake. Hit that again. No more sharpening videos. No more sharpening videos. No more. I don't want to see another one. Everyone puts out a damn sharpening video in the same week too. You guys all gonna put out sharpening videos? I think I spent hours watching people sharpen chainsaws. And I want that time back. I want it back now. I'm actually pissed off about it. So stop with all that shit. And if you're gonna put out a video where you sharpen a chainsaw, make sure everybody else and their mom didn't already put one out. Alright, so now we got through that. So in between mood swings, Brandon ended up putting out a video this week. The channel is called Brandon Rusty's Tree Care. Protect the Garden. Facts. That's how you make a title. I like it. Short to the point. He rigged out a white oak tree. He then ended the video and was like, I'm going to do what Jake did. And I'm sure I'm going to see 1,000 more tree guys that are going to do the same thing, because everyone has to do what everyone else does. and he is now telling people to hire him at the end of his videos. I just want to watch your videos. I don't want to hire you, but like maybe someone will. Maybe this works out. But he's decided to use the guilty of treason motto, put his name and number and everything at the end of his video. Wait till you get some trolls. You kind of probably wish you didn't do that. That's just my experience with it. But to each their own. Also, I think Brandon's gonna have some shirts he'll be selling too. So anybody that watches Brandon's channel, that's Brandon Rusty Streaker. Yeah, I think he's gonna have some shirts for sale. So stoked for you. Hopefully all goes well and they sell pretty good for you. We got two more. Oh shit, okay, so let's Seattle tree care. Now, this one's weird for me because they put out a video called Seattle Big Tree Removal with a View. That's how you make a title. One sentence. That's how you do it. It wasn't a rookie move. I'm checking. I'm like, the thumbnail shows a crane, which I'm like, ugh. Really? Like, everyone have a crane now? But I'm like, I'm still gonna watch because they have a pretty like well-oiled operation. It's cool to sometimes see how the bigger operations work. Personally, I enjoy it. So I'm in, even though there's this stupid machine to house a fat guy in it. So on the crane is this big log. So like I like that. I think that's sick. Like picking big heavy pieces. This kind of, but then I look on the corner and I may have to go watch. I don't think this video was made for me. Or is Seattle? Is their flag a rainbow? I got to get this shit figured out. Because in the corner, there was a little Seattle sign and it had a rainbow. It is? Oh. I thought that was just like a video for like you, Tim. And they were just making it clear. Okay. Well, I'll have to go watch it then. I don't know if he knows, he kind of threw me off there. I was like, damn, he made a video especially for Tim? That's crazy. Well, Tim and others, but yeah, that's crazy though. Yeah, I'll have to go check that out. I didn't know. I had no clue. And two people, and then them walking down the tree. That's crazy. They want the wood so bad over there that there's that's wild, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Seattle's weird. And it's not even that close. Like I can understand if it was that close to Hollywood, the weird. But then Austin's way down in it's weird as shit too. So like I feel like we got some weird points. We did do our best to shove them all to one side of the country though. We're trying, you know? Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. So I skipped over it because I didn't think I was supposed to. I didn't think it was. I didn't think I was supposed to watch that video. So I'll go watch it though. I have to get back with you on that one. I just, like I said, I thought, shit, a video just for Tim. That's crazy. But go check that channel out. They're really cool. Yeah, check it out. I think last one I got is JLM Tree Service. JLM put out a video called That Day We Removed a Sweet Gum Tree / years ago. So you don't get a golf clap because you ruined it by putting years ago. You could have left that slash out and just said that sweet gum tree we removed years ago. But instead, like, okay, that's, you stole Trevor's title. If anyone paid attention, Trevor Ahern would title his videos "That One Day We Cut Down a Tree," or "That One Day," or "That One Tree That Was Too Far from the Crane." And all of his titles were like that. Now, I knew there was a reason for it, but I couldn't figure it out originally. And then eventually one day, JLM, just a good old boy. Oh, really? Right on. Yeah, I knew you two were like. Is he joining the gang with you and Daniel? That's crazy. You guys gonna start a gang? Um. So where was I at? Oh shit. Oh yeah. So he basically stole Trevor's idea for the way he titled his videos that day. This legit just feels like if I was doing, if I was trying to be Trevor Ahern, that's what I would title my video. Because Trevor titles his that way because it's a play on the show Friends. All the titles for Friends, that the TV show Friends, is they're labeled that way. So he started labeling his that way, and I never quite understood it until one time he was doing a live feed and someone brought it up and he explained it. And I was like, ah, cool. That's pretty sick. Um, Jesus, I'm telling you, he's trying to start a gang, Ground Pounder. That's why he's searching that. He's like, I just hope there's one, there's going to be another one when I come back home. No, dude. No. Knock it off. Yeah, Trevor's good shit. Um, so, yeah, JLM puts out the video. It's just a music video, and I feel like I watched it already, but he basically took two of the songs August has used and put them over his video and made a music video. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think he's a good old boy. I see it. There's a reason why I liked his content. I just feel like, if you see something on August channel and you want to duplicate it, it's probably not going to grow you an audience, because if they wanted to see that, they would go see August do it. Or if Trevor's doing something and he's got this little thing that he does, you doing it is not going to get you everything Trevor's got. Or you doing everything that Guilty of Treason does is not going to get you everything Guilty's got. It's okay to just be you, be original, and do your thing. Sometimes it just comes off like, and maybe I'm just burnt on everyone trying to be like the next guy. Like everyone's alike, everyone makes a video the same way, that I overdo it. And JLM, maybe Josh is not trying to be just like August. But it's hard to say that that's not the case when August's name gets brought up in every single video. Stand on the fact that you're a good climber. Do your thing. Be confident as you. That's what I want to see. I want to see Josh from JLM being Josh. Doing his thing. Being a good climber. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see Josh trying to be August. I don't want to see Josh trying to be anyone else. I just want to see him being him. Sometimes it's gonna overlap, and I'm gonna think, well, maybe you got that ideal from this guy. Or that's it's hard to be original on YouTube. I get it, but it's okay to be original too. Just my opinion. I think it's a confidence thing. I just wish people would you should be confident being you. I don't know. What the hell is up with that comment? What the long? Jesus. I don't even know where your or where you where that comment or conversation is at. I'm not even getting into it though. I don't know about. I feel like they were talking about corn cobs and the long way, and I can't. I can't be part of that. But yeah, this was fun. I don't know. Just don't do stupid stuff, and I won't talk about you. If you everybody kind of do me a favor, don't tell people about the gang thing that I was telling you about with Tim, with Tim Murphy and Daniel Murphy, the brothers. They're they're bound to basically become partners either in life or in business eventually. But yeah, you guys are crazy. You guys are funny. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Listening to me ramble and complain and be a bitch for an hour or two. Yes, I am very opinionated. I am whining. And all in all, I don't mean anything personal. I just point out some of the stuff that's just I don't know. I would just wish that I would like to see some of the people I follow just be confident men, not their image on social media being so important. Because it's not. Because if I run into you in real life, your social media thing doesn't matter. Um, you could be an angel on social media, the best of the best. If I meet you in real life and you suck, you just suck. So be you, be confident, be safe, and try to help people out. No reason to even though this kind of contradicts everything that I do here. There's no reason to be an asshole to be an asshole. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm not this big of a jerk. I mean well, and I always help anybody. So, guys, I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a safe work week. And as always, if you need a hand or I can help you with anything, I'm always here. Appreciate you for hanging around. Don't do anything illegal. Tim, till then, I said hey.